7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sage the Mock. Thank you guys for listening to another great episode of It's Real Wrestling Podcast. It's a special edition. This is going to be the prediction for the finals of the Mae Young Classic. If you guys haven't listened to any of the reviews from the tournament, they are available on YouTube as well as on the podcast. So y'all just go ahead and check that out and give some support. Before I get into things, I just want to first off and say thank you so much for continuing to support us, liking us, subscribing to us on Twitter, on Instagram. But we want to hear from you, so make yourself known. Let us know what you feel about it. This is a community podcast. We can't do this stuff without you guys. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, by using that hashtag IRWP, or just even let us know that you guys are out there. We love hearing feedback from you guys. You can always give us a call on the hotline 419-777-IRWP, or you can hit us up on email irwpfeedback@gmail.com, or simply just visit our website, irwp.us. With that being said, guys, this is the Mae Young Classic prediction for the finals. We got Shayna Baszler. We got Kyra Zane. It's going down tonight. That's what I'm talking about. I am so excited for these two ladies. They are kicking butt. Kicking butt. That's all I can say is just kicking butt. And I am so excited to see this being showcased on the network. My overall thoughts of the tournament as a whole, I absolutely love the tournament. I think that WWE did a great job in showcasing all the women. We got to see people that I've never seen before in the circuit. I've heard of, in whispers, on Twitter or on Instagram, like a Jazzy Gabber, like a Dakota Kai, which I love that boomerang kick, which I'm dubbing it the boomerang Holuva kick. Amazing moves. I finally got to see Candice LeRae and Kimberley fight it out, like not fight together, but got to see them in action to see what all the hubbub is about them. And I absolutely loved it. I thought that they did a great job, and I'm hoping, unlike the CWC, that we get a tournament like this every year to showcase the best women in professional wrestling today. That is my hope, guys. That is my hopes. That's my dreams. I know I'm hoping that it comes to fruition. Some of the things I didn't necessarily like about the tournament itself, and it's a very minor critique, and I understand why they did it. There were certain matchups that just didn't jive very well, like Mercedes Martinez's first round fight. You know, in hindsight, I understand why they did it. They wanted to kind of set it up and bring the best out of Shayna Baszler, and Mercedes Martinez was the person to actually do it. A lot of the first, like Shayna Baszler's first round pick or first round fight was really more to set her up for their second round fight, which was actually better as well. So I thought that piece, some of the squashes in the first round shouldn't have been legitimate squashes. Then what's the point? You save the squash matches for the main program. Let us see a tournament. These are supposed to be the best of the best. There shouldn't be a blatant mismatch like that at all. So that's one of the things that kind of got to me on that. Finally got to see Kyrie Sane and what she was all about. That elbow from the top rope is one of the best elbows in the business. I mean, it's right up there with Randy Savage. I know it's a different type of elbow drop, but like it's kind of like seeing a senton bomb with an elbow, which just like all the weight is coming down on one side of the body, and it's just amazing. My favorite match for the entire tournament. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you guys go ahead and see episode number 8 of our review for the Mae Young Classic. But that match between Bianca Belair and Kairi Sane, no, episode 7, sorry. Uh, Bianca Belair and Kairi Sane, that was amazing. Bianca Belair with that hair as a weapon is a great, great gimmick, and I absolutely loved it. She laid it on thick on Kairi Sane. That could have easily been a finals match right there, and just would have stole the show. I absolutely loved it. I'm so glad that Bianca Belair. I haven't been watching too much NXT as of late, but I am gonna start watching some NXT again. Get myself caught up. Bianca Belair is something special, guys. Y'all got to go check her out. But yeah, that was definitely my favorite match of that entire tournament there, and I am definitely excited. Seeing Shayna Baszler versus Kyra Sane. I feel I kind of feel as though this whole thing, and this is my worst fear, is that the finals will end up being Shayna Baszler over Kyrie Sane to kind of help elevate or promote the four horsewomen of UFC or mixed martial arts versus the four horsewomen of professional wrestling. I'm hoping that they don't do it that way unless it's like a blatant um, like the final match is compelling that Shayna Baszler actually won. Like I get the MMA background, I get it, but Kairi Sane, like she's my favorite to win it. To be honest with you, I just, but I don't think I think that there's other things in play, which you know what? Let's just get into it real quick here, because before I even go into it, I'm gonna explain why I feel like Kairi Sane should win it, but my fear is that she's going to lose it for two reasons. One, I just told you about the Shayna Baszler four horsewomen theory, but I also think that Kyrie Sane is one of the people who are not going to sign and return to the WWE, which I think is a travesty. And mind you, guys, I don't listen and I don't read to any of the dirt sheets, so I don't get any type of spoilers. So I don't know if she's actually signed and she will be there, or if she's going to be like Ikoto Ibushi and Zack Saber Jr., where they did very, very well in the tournament, only to not ultimately sign with the WWE and going their separate route. But the people that I think that are not returning, and again, this is just how I see it. No spoilers, no inside information or anything of that nature. Um, the two biggest ones that I think that are going to hit is Kairi Sane and Tony Storm. These ladies were phenomenal in the match or in the tournament itself. Could have easily been 1 and 2 for the finals and would have been entertaining. I absolutely love Tony Storm. She's got that sass. She's got that, but she's got that sass and she's got that youth. So the longevity, the investment in the longevity is there, like a page could have been. The only and she fights like she's a veteran, which is great, and I think that's an asset. But I think that she, judging from her last matchup, I just feel as though that her heart is still in the indie circuit with her, and I think it's Piper and Rhea. I think that they're very, very close outside of the tournament circuit. So I think that as a crew, they're going to continue to do their indie circuit and then maybe in a couple years we'll see them come back. Kyrie Sane, I can't get a read off of her. She's phenomenal in the ring. I don't think they're gonna build her up to be like the next Oscar or anything like that. But I don't like the time for characters in the WWE, like the Million Dollar Man and the um, Duke the Dumpster Drozy and the British Bulldog. I think those days have kind of passed. We don't have those like eccentric gimmicks anymore. So I feel that she might get lost in the shuffle and that they might not do a great job um, in terms of her gimmick. Which, by the way, I think it's a fantastic gimmick. I love the pirate gimmick. I don't recall it ever being done before. I love the walk in the plank thing that she does before she goes to the turnbuckle. Absolutely love it. Really wish she would return, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that she's not going to return. Kaylee Ray, I think that she kind of missed the boat on it. Phenomenal in the ring. I absolutely love her. I love her spunk, her scrappiness. But I don't think that I honestly don't think that you bring her in as is top in the division. I think that if she ultimately came, she would be a jobber, and I wouldn't want to see that for Kaylee Ray because she's too good to be a jobber. Mercedes Martinez, I have my doubts about Mercedes Martinez in the tournament. You can take a look at the episodes. One and three. I was not high on Mercedes Martinez until her fight with Shayna Baszler, and I understand why they brought her in. Like she's basically the teacher. Her job in the tournament was to make sure that Shayna Baszler got over in a compelling non-squash match, and she did. She did it very, very well. I think her role is to be a coach, to be like Sarah in the back in NXT. Mercedes Martinez is phenomenal. I don't think that she'll be returning in ring competition. That's not to say that again that they wouldn't use her in a form of coaching because I think that she would be great. As I stated earlier with Tony Storm, I think that Rhea Ripley, Piper Nevin, and unfortunately my girl Dakota Kai with the best finisher in the tournament itself with that boomerang haluva kick out of nowhere. I don't think that those ladies will be returning. I really wish that they would. I think that they are very strong competitors. Uh, I think that their heart, because of their youth, I think one of the reasons that's to me that's what it is. I think because of their youth, I think that they would want to get more experience out in the indies. They themselves want to before making a run. So maybe we see them in 2 years or so. But at this point in time, I don't think they're going to return. So on the flip side of the coin, who do I think is actually going to return? Um, you know, and this is not an all-encompassing list. These are the top 8 ladies that I believe are going to return, and these are non-NXT. From my understanding, I don't think any of these are NXT ladies. Um, and I also said Tessa Blanchard. Tessa's not returning either. I don't think so. She's she's gonna be one of those where in a year or two she's gonna come straight to the main roster. She doesn't, you know, that's just kind of what I believe. Tessa Blanchard, she needs to be here already. I'll tell you that. Returning though, Jazzy Gabber, her first, even though she lost her first round to Kimberly or Abby Lath, she was phenomenal. She didn't need to win the tournament. Like she won the whole thing in that first round. Just the way she moves in the ring, the way she sells, the way she no sells. Like she's a complete total package. She is the monster of this tournament. We need more monsters like that, like legit monsters, especially on SmackDown. Tamina should have been our monster, but but she's not. The crowd's not getting into her. I think Jazzy Gabert could if they play the cards right there. Abby Lath or Kimberly, as many of us know her as, I think she's gonna come back. I absolutely love her. Her in-ring ability is just simply amazing. She has that underdog quality, just like Candice LeRae, which I think is also going to be returning. I really hope these two ladies return. I think that they've come a long way in their indie career, and it would be phenomenal if they, cultivate that by bringing them in full time. Sarah Logan. Oh my goodness. Sarah Logan like completely shocked the hell out of me. Her match was it was amazing. And, I wish we had more spots where we could have seen her, fight with other women and but her strong style is just amazing. In-ring ability, ring awareness, ring psychology is all there. She's the total package. Does not belong on NXT. Definitely belongs on one of the main brands um, of the show. I absolutely believe it. Shotgun her to the top there. Mia Yim, same thing. You know what? I wasn't really a fan of the whole dollhouse gimmick that was down when she was in TNA, but when she became the women's or the knockouts champion, I took notice. Her in-ring ability was amazing, and when I heard that she was coming into this tournament, I knew right away Mia Yim is getting signed to the WWE. She is. She's amazing. In-ring ability is great. Ring psychology is there. Enough said. Enough said. You can do so much with the Mia Yim in this particular tournament. So, Kavita Devi, I love her. She's also another monster. Actually, a pretty good ring psychology. That strength is just crazy. Like if we had another China, it would be Kavita Devi. We could have another IC title run from a woman, and that would be amazing. So sign her up. Definitely would love her. It would also help tap into the India market as well, which I know the WWE is really concentrating on that as a source of revenue. So sign us up, Kavita Devi. And then last but not least, Vanessa Born. I like I was again, and in the tournament, I believe it was episode one or two. I had to, I liked her look. I liked her wrestling ability. I liked her look. I didn't like the ring attire. It felt like it was a bit too distracting. But I think that you can do a lot with her. She is a great heel wrestler, and I think you could just do a lot with her. Think that she would be great in there. So that would be my top eight. Now the reason why I picked eight people, guys, is because my ultimate theory on this particular tournament is that we're going to get a 1 hour division, much like a 205 Live, but with the women's division itself. Now, I don't know how it's going to play in terms of title for title and things of that nature, but it's just, I feel like that this is a great opportunity for them to put the women's center stage. Now, there's obviously some issues in terms of how to get the most out of the women's division without making it suffer because on the WWE has not been doing a great job in promoting the women on live TV, for the exception of SmackDown. SmackDown uses their women a lot more, their women wrestlers a lot more, but Raw fails tremendously in this aspect. One of the things that I think you have to do with this women's division is you got to put them at Full Sail. You absolutely have to put them at Full Sail. Make it NXT slash the women's division on that same night back to back. Give us that because at this case you're going to be you'll have people that are truly invested in it. The crowd will be great. It makes the ambiance to viewers that were watching it on the network like it makes it better. You can showcase them like you do the CWC on Raw and on SmackDown with having a match or two, but ultimately it should be leading back or funneling back to this television program that is strictly for women. Number two, you've got to make the storylines meaningful, especially the storylines that are away from the title. That's something that Raw doesn't do very well. SmackDown actually does it very compellingly, but Raw does not. You've got to do that with the women's division. You have to make it interesting away from the title just as much as if they were vying for the title. Make it integrated. Plant the seeds, of someone trying to climb up the ladder to get that title shot, that title opportunity. Make sure that you don't no automatic rematch clauses unless the champion has had the belt for more than 2 months. That just devalues the belt itself. CWC is starting to get better at getting better at that in terms of you know the challenger loses, it's on to the next. And that's exactly what needs to happen with the women's division. On to the next. And then lastly, for the women's division, if they do to make this into a program, it needs to be fast paced. And then when I'm saying fast paced, I'm not saying let's do a spot fest for 5 minutes and end the match in six. What I'm saying is it needs to be just like the CWC. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, it's just like the CWC or this women's tournament where it's just action, action, action. No sassiness in terms of like like we had in the Divas Revolution. It needs to be exactly how this tournament is. These women can go. Let them go. This is their show. This is their opportunity. Let them go. We believe in them. We want to see them. That's what needs to go. So that's my theory on where they're going to go from here in terms of the tournament. But you guys didn't come for that theory. You guys came for the finals, and that's what I'm going to give it to you. We got Shayna Baszler, hot fire. We've got the pirate from the east, Kyra Zane, ice, fire, yin, yang, strong style versus MMA. This match is going to be amazing. I am absolutely psyched and excited about it. It could go either way. As I stated earlier, I really don't want Shayna Baszler to win. It's just for this simple fact to promote the four horsewomen matchup. If anything, Kyra Zane should win this thing all the way through. She is my pick to win this thing. Her matches have been grueling. She's been battle tested, different styles. MMA is just another one that's just gonna go there. This will give Shayna Baszler, a jumping off point on getting that close to grabbing that brass ring and making her way. But before she does that, she has to handle business with her friends Ronda Rousey and co. Against the four horsewomen of professional wrestling. So yeah, Kairi's got to win this one, guys. I mean, she's got to win this one. The only way that I see that she doesn't win this one is if they play the Shayna Baszler four horsewoman theory, or if Kairi Sane just doesn't sign with the WWE itself. I think that would be a pretty good plot twist if she wins the tournament but doesn't sign with them, because it gives validity to the women's tournament, and it shows that any women in the world can come in and win it and not necessarily have to accept a contract with the WWE. You're still putting women first on that. But that's my theory, guys. Y'all, I want to again, guys. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comment section of this particular video, or if you listen to this on the podcast, y'all hit us up. Give us a call, 419-777-IRWP. If you're an email person, irwpfeedback@gmail.com. Visit our website at www.irwp.us. Hit us up on Twitter at RealWrestleCast. Let us know what you think. What did you guys like about the tournament? What didn't you like about the tournament? Who was your dark horse to win this one from round one all the way through, and why? Let us know. I'm going to be back after I watch this tournament the finals. I'm gonna let you guys give you guys a preview of my thoughts on that. But in the meantime, y'all know the drill. Keep it real.